Hey guys, good morning. Happy Saturday. It's not so bright and early. It's 7:30 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. This is kind of a spur of the moment video. I've been thinking about making this video for some time now. It's got to do with the people that I used to hang out with from the time I was in my 20s to my 40s. The people I used to use with or party with. And it's got to do what I find is they're a strange choice of political side. And I wonder too, I'm Generation X. I'm on the older side of Generation X, born in 66. And I also wonder if the baby boomers, if you're watching my channel, you're baby boomers with the love and hippie stuff, the peace and love, the Woodstock generation. I wonder if this is something they see in their generation too. All right, where to start here? Now, the people that I hung out with through my 20s and 40s, I used and drank every single day. I was a full-blown addict. And I don't hang around. I don't even see, I'm not even friends with these people on Facebook anymore. To be quite honest with you, almost every one of those people that I met during that time and then hung out with, the only thing I had in common with them really was drugs and drinking and running away from reality, to be honest with you. I wish them well. I don't wish them anything, any kind of, I don't think it's anything's their fault or anything like that. I can't hang out with them because just being around people like that is a trigger for me. It's not anything they do. It's just the memories of what I used to do. Anyway, from time to time, I go back because a lot of these people have passed away, more than 50% of them. And from time to time, I lose track, and I like to keep up at least to see how many of these people have passed, how many people are in recovery and have succeeded like me. And I go back and check their Facebook pages, and I notice something, okay? Let me fill you in first of all. Back then, the people that I hung around with, we had our own little club. It was called the Oakville Thrash Crew, and I was pretty much the president, more or less. It was a little, I wouldn't call it a gang. It was just, we were into heavy metal. We'd go to the bars, biker bars, heavy metal bars. And then after that, we would go to after hours clubs. And I will not mention any biker club names, but some of them you've definitely heard before that are like here in Bridgeport, Connecticut. And they would have after hours party, they'd have their own bar at these biker clubs after hours. And then there was another club we used to go to all the time. These people that I was looking on their Facebook pages, we'd go to, it was called Stormtroopers, and it was exactly what it sounds like. It was a white supremacist club. It wasn't one of the ones that I went to often, but a lot of the people that I was friends with back then, a lot of the people that I'm going to talk about in this video went to those clubs. Okay, so I yesterday, every so often, and yesterday included, I go back and I look them up to see how they're doing, if they're still alive, what's going on. I'm not friends, like I said, I'm not friends with them, so I'm not getting all the posts, but, because some of the posts are just for friends only. But I found this weird. Like I said, we were into heavy metal, and a lot of the people that I hung out with were Slayer fans, okay? The band Slayer. And I looked up Slayer and Donald Trump, the combined. And I didn't know there was a controversy back in 2017. One of the members of Slayer posted a picture of Donald Trump doing this and like the other members all around him. And there's been back then, I missed out on this controversy. There was a lot of back and forth because a lot of the fans of Slayer didn't like that Donald Trump was in this picture. And I'll put the post down below so you can see yours for yourselves. But that's just part of it. The weird thing that I found is every single one of the people, I'd say at least 12 of the people that I looked up, or I continually look up, that are still alive, that I used to hang out with, every single one of them, they still are kind of associated in that lifestyle, heavy metal, bike clubs, that kind of scene, the outlaw scene. Every single one is a Donald Trump supporter with Donald Trump rhetoric on their Facebook page. And these are the last people I would have ever figured back then, hanging out with them, it's the last people I would have ever figured, to support a billionaire reality TV show star with gold toilets. You know, these people that I used to go to like Judas Priest concerts with, and Metallica, you know, and the whole kind of outlaw partying lifestyle. And every single one of them now, every single one is a Trump supporter. I was wondering, I don't know if it's as we get older, I think we're some people are fearful of change and they just kind of get stuck. And I think, you know, that's part of it. I wonder too if any of you are the baby boomer generation. Like I was saying, I wonder, you know, if you had friends that were peace, love, and flower, you know, the whole Woodstock thing, if they have now become Trump supporters. I'm willing to bet there's also a lot of that. And then, of course, there's people like me and people like you, if you're watching this channel, a lot of you that are progressive and liberal and have moved on with new ideas and new thoughts and see through Trump's. I think a lot of these people mistake Trump's arrogance and belligerence and ignorance for confidence, you know, for being a tough guy. I think they're being fooled, like with this whole tough America thing. Okay, on my thumbnail, I found some posts that I took from these people's Facebook pages. I'm not going to identify anybody, no names or pictures or anything, but they were just so ridiculously hypocritical and conflicting that I had to. I'm going to use one on my thumbnail. One of them, it defends Donald Trump, saying that this is. I have to laugh when I say this. You'll see it. I'll use it on my thumbnail. This is one of the people that I used to hang out with that's you know into bikers and Slayer and all this other stuff. As a matter of fact, I think she says on her Facebook page, roses are gay, flowers are gayer, something Slayer, you know, something like that. You know, totally politically incorrect, Trump-loving nonsense. Okay, so this post says that it claims that before 2016, you'll see this on my thumbnail, that Donald Trump was never considered a racist until the Democrats got involved in 2016. And I was like, you gotta be freaking kidding me. Do these people live under a rock? I don't know if you remember, what was it called? Those 5 black teenagers back in New York City that Donald Trump got involved with. I mean, there was a whole thing with Donald Trump and his father being racist before he ever ran for anything in 2016. He was considered a racist, and his whole family for years before that. And this post, you know, these are some of the posts that I found. Now here's another thing that I found just wildly conflicting. These are the people that I used to go to these clubs with these were like white supremacist clubs, and there's other posts. I can't put some of the screenshots because they're so they're not something I could show on YouTube. And they still support this lifestyle, but there's posts that defend Donald Trump, that he's not a racist, and these are the same people that go to these that support the whole these bars that I used to go to and everything. So I know that they were like this. They were into the whole white supremacy thing then, and I don't think they've changed from the other posts that I see, but yet they're defending Donald Trump. There's one post that says that he provided all these jobs for black people, more jobs than any other president, and blah. I'll put that on there. I'll put that on my thumbnail too. And this is one of the people that I know used to go to the Stormtroopers Club. You know, it's so bizarre and conflicting and hypocritical, and also with the police. These are people that I hung out with that just despise the police, and still, they subscribe to the outlaw biker lifestyle still. And yet there's all this rhetoric and posts on their thing about Donald Trump and the police, and so Donald Trump supports the police. But on the other hand, they're saying that Donald Trump stands for supporting the police and did all this stuff for black people. But I know these people, and I know that they're totally against both those. They're not that kind of people. It's just such conflicting stuff. I hope I'm making sense here. Like I said, if you're a Gen Xer, the people that you used to hang around with in your 20s, or you went to high school with, where are they now politically? Are they people, people that you would have never imagined would become a Republican or a Trump supporter? People that were of the Woodstock generation, or people like me that used to go to Judas Priest concerts and smoke doobies and ride Harleys, and then still these people still ride Harleys, and I don't get it. Remember those pictures of Donald Trump and the Harley, all the Harley, with the black leather, all those guys, and Trump. I think Trump was on the West Wing, and he was making one of these faces like he's all tough and he's hanging with the other bikers. I don't get it. I don't. It seems conflicting. I think they mistake his arrogance and belligerence and ignorance. I think they mistake that for confidence and manliness. Let me know what you think. I hope I made some sense here. I'll put some of the screenshots from these Facebook pages that are just ridiculous. Have a good Saturday.